Have you ever felt like life is an endless loop, each day passing by with nothing changing? The character in this story once felt trapped in loneliness and despair. But then, an unexpected encounter changed everything. What helped him break free from the darkness? And can you find your way out too? Stay until the end to discover this inspiring journey. At 25, I had hoped for significant turning points in life. But everything remained the same. A repetitive cycle with no escape. Despite graduating from college and starting a job, I couldn't shake the emptiness inside. My work wasn't my passion, but a means to survive. While people around me enjoyed fulfilling lives with friends and love, I felt like a shadow, drifting through life with nothing worth sharing. Sometimes I asked myself, why is my life like this? Why am I stuck in place? My mother always told me, open your heart a little and you'll see life differently. You can always talk to me. But I didn't want to. I wasn't even sure what I was searching for. I just wanted the day to end, only to repeat the cycle. Then one day, as I walked along the sidewalk, a voice suddenly called out from behind. I understand your pain. I turned around and met the determined gaze of a stranger, a young woman. I know what loneliness and abandonment feel like, she said. But you don't have to live this way. You can change your life. She smiled, then got into a waiting car, not giving me a chance to respond. I stood frozen. How could a stranger see through me like that? Her words echoed in my mind like a stone disturbing a still pond. For the first time, I asked myself, was I stuck? Could I change my life, even just a little? I started with small changes, eating healthier, exercising, and adjusting bad habits. I didn't need to become a completely different person, just doing things that made me feel more valuable. Although nothing changed overnight, as days passed, I noticed a difference. People around me began to see me in a new light. I was no longer invisible. A coworker approached me one day and said, "You've changed. You seem more positive. What did you do?" I smiled and replied, "I decided to try something different." And from that moment, my life slowly turned a new page. Over time, I became part of a group at work, people I had never thought of connecting with. We worked together and shared small joys, and for the first time in my life, I felt like I truly belonged somewhere. Life was no longer just passing by meaninglessly. It had a purpose. A few years later, I had built a stable career and a more transparent future. But one day, as I walked into a cafe, I suddenly saw her, the woman from years ago. She still carried the same graceful yet powerful presence. We locked eyes for a long moment before she smiled and walked over. "How have you been?" "Do you remember me?" she asked warmly. I nodded, feeling a wave of familiarity wash over me. "You're the one who helped me change." She smiled, her eyes full of warmth. "I didn't do much. You're the one who decided to change. I was just a little push." We sat together, sipping warm coffee and sharing our life experiences. I told her everything I had been through, and she shared her challenges. I realized that no matter how different our paths were, the journey of growth and change was meaningful for everyone. She looked at me and gently said, "Life never stops at one point. You've changed, and you will continue to change. The important thing is that each step you take has a purpose." That unexpected encounter years ago didn't just change my life, it left a lasting mark on my heart. And I knew that no matter what the future holds, I will never forget the greatest lesson. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is where you're going. After that meeting, I continued my journey with a more open heart. I didn't just change myself, I also began helping others struggling to find their way. I became someone who could inspire others, just like how she once inspired me. Then one day I met Isabella, a new co-worker at my company. We started talking and discovered we had so much in common. From small conversations, we grew closer. Isabella was the one who made me feel genuinely understood and appreciated, something I had always longed for. We went from friends to lovers, and after a year of dating, I proposed to her during a romantic sunset trip. She said yes, and we officially entered a new chapter of life together. Marriage brought challenges, but it was also filled with joy. A year later, our happiness became complete when Isabella gave birth to our daughter. Looking into my baby's bright eyes, I felt my life was fulfilled. I had come a long way, from loneliness and confusion to having a family, a career, and a heart full of hope. And I knew this journey was never ending. I would continue learning, growing, and embracing new opportunities. Because in the end, it's not about where you begin, but where you choose to go. Lesson learned. Change starts with you, and the journey never ends if you dare to take the first step. Thank you for watching Story Dino channel to discover interesting stories. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting stories. Please share with your friends to spread joy and knowledge together. Wish you a great day and see you in the next videos.